for example, if you look in Tesla, Howard, I don't know if you spend time in the Tesla community and Twitter,
Sorry.
they're the smartest people.
Yeah.
And, you look at the battery guys, the physicists, the material science people, they work in a community. You get to ground truth on Tesla. I got to ground truth on Tesla in 2016 from those folks. I had a tweet I put out there, ha, 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 TSLAQ. I love it. I mean, those dummies have lost so much money. How many times do you have to get your face ripped off to realize you're just an idiot?
Hey, I'm Steven and this is Solving the Money Problem. If you're new, welcome. If you're not, welcome back. So in this video, we're hearing from one of my absolute favorites, Chamath Palahapitiya, sharing some of his thoughts around Tesla, Tesla shorts, and plenty more. So let's get into the video. But first, hey guys, if you live in the US and you'd like to help out the channel and get up to 4 free stocks, check out the link in the description to Webull. If you open a new account, you'll get 2 free stocks between $2.50 and $250 each just for opening an account. And if you deposit $100, you'll get a further 2 free stocks valued between $8 and $1,600 each. That is an obnoxiously good return on your investment. I mean, really, deposit $100 and you'll end up with, at minimum, $21 worth of stocks, a 21% ROI on your money. And if you're in Australia, the UK, or New Zealand, you can get a free stock with stake also using the link in the description. Let's get back to it.
I get laughed at a lot. I don't think that the traditional investment community like some of the ways in which I think about things. They laughed me off the stage when I was on Irisone, Lincoln Center, in front of 5,000 people, and I picked Amazon in 15. I was literally laughed off the stage, and the 3 or 4 people after me were making fun of me. Guys that I know, David Einhorn made fun of me. It was just like, I was like, okay.
So let's have a look at how Amazon's stock has done since 2015. I don't know exactly when that event took place. Let's just say, I don't know, July 2015. Up over 500%. Not a bad return.
And then when I did Tesla in 16, it was the same situation.
Let's see what Tesla stock has done since 2016. Maybe we'll do July again. Okay, up about 1200%. Reasonable return. Now, I may be a little biased here. After all, I tend to like people who are like me. And by like me, I mean think like me. So, some of you may know, Tesla stock is the single largest position in my stock portfolio by a stupid margin. I began buying in 2016. Fancy that. Second largest position in my stock portfolio just happens to be Amazon. Fancy that. Began buying Amazon stock in 2016 as well. At the time I began investing in Tesla stock and Amazon stock, plenty of people had all sorts of things to say to me too about the crazy, insane, ridiculous valuation Amazon already had. So how could it possibly grow any further? Shout out to Amazon Web Services, like everyone was completely asleep on this opportunity. Won't go into that too much. And the same thing with Elon Musk's Tesla. People just couldn't understand what I could see. And that's okay. Never here to convince anybody. But I am somebody who will invest with absolute conviction when I've done my homework and I believe in my investment thesis, irrespective of what other people have to say. So far, that seems to work out. Everyone thought I was insane buying real estate in Sydney in 2010, 2014, 2015. I had complete conviction, worked out okay. And obviously the stocks have done relatively well also. The point that I'm making is much like Chamath. I don't care what other people have to say about my own investments. I do my own research and analysis, develop my own conviction, my own investment thesis, and go from there, irrespective of what anyone else has to say. I don't care if they're on a pedestal. I don't care if they're the world's smartest investor, the world's most successful investor. I don't care who is sharing their thoughts and opinions about my own investment thesis. I base my decisions on my own research and analysis. Sure, I love to hear the opinions and the thoughts and the theses of other people. This is a great way to check, does what they say make sense or not? But at the end of the day, I'm making my investment decisions based on my own reasoning and analysis, not what anyone else has to say. And I highly recommend you folks do the same. This doesn't always mean I'll be right. What it does mean is that if I'm wrong, I'll be wrong for the right reasons.
And, look, I simplify what is a very complicated underwriting process to basically give you a one-pager or, really simple slides with a few words. But the reason is because I think if you can't explain it to your son or you can't explain it to your mom, then you're making it too complicated. And if you can't write an investment thesis on one page, you shouldn't be buying something. You don't understand it, in my opinion.
I love this. It is true of so many things. If you can't explain a concept to a child, you do not understand it.
And I think it really tweaks sort of the establishment when I do those things when I pitched Open Door in 4 minutes or Clover in 5 minutes, you can see steam coming out of the ears of folks because they don't like it. Whereas, an average everyday person can actually understand a business in 4 or 5 minutes if you actually present it that way. So, I think CNBC, it's kind of a necessary evil at some level.
Yeah.
And so, what I'm trying to do is proselytize. And, ideally, I think that the real escape velocity for me would be to figure out a way to be more part of a StockTwits community or, Wall Street Bets or whatever it is, where I can have a YouTube presence or Discord or whatever. I haven't figured any of this out yet, but I think like being more connected to retail where we can have a community and I can be a part of that. And I think that would be the best outcome.
Much like Chamath, my whole point here on YouTube is to proselytize, to share the thoughts and opinions of both myself and others, to curate content from the mainstream finance media, to give some insight into how certain investors, analysts, and mainstream finance media hosts, etc. are actually thinking about topics, and also to foster and nurture community. And in fact, this is the 4th video in which I featured Chamath Palahapitiya. Why? Because I really think he has valuable thoughts and insights. So I want to make sure that a large community of investors out there hear what the man has to say and are able to discuss and share their thoughts and opinions on his thoughts and opinions. I don't read every single comment posted on this channel just for fun. I do it because there's a wealth of information and insight, and I love to see the community sharing their thoughts, asking questions, providing answers and more. And this is a great opportunity to say thank you to everybody who shared their thoughts or asked questions in the comments. Speaking of which, I'd love to know, where did you first hear of Chamath, and are you a fan?
For example, if you look in Tesla, Howard, I don't know if you spend time in the Tesla community and Twitter. They're the smartest people.
Yeah.
And, you look at the battery guys, the physicists, the material science people, they work in a community. You get to ground truth on Tesla. I got to ground truth on Tesla in 2016 from those folks.
I second this from Chamath. The Tesla Twitter community is an absolute goldmine. Some of the smartest people, some of the best research and insights into Tesla comes from Twitter. Not the Wall Street analysts, not the mainstream finance media, not even YouTube, but Twitter. So many hardworking, intelligent, smart, savvy, wise people digging beneath the surface, sharing their thoughts and opinions, their research, their insight. It is a goldmine. And the inverse, TSLAQ on Twitter is some of the most incompetent, moronic, deluded, insane people you will ever see sharing their thoughts and opinions. I mean, look, the truth is, most of these guys, and yes, 99.999% of TSLAQ are male. They are adult virgins. They do live in their mother's basement. They do have a major inferiority complex. They do hate themselves and they do hate their lives. And they're trying to find some semblance of meaning and purpose by trying to drag down this company that's obviously a fraud. Now, I know some of you may assume that these comments towards TSLAQ are coming from an emotive place. They are not. These are my honest observations about the prototypical member of TSLAQ. Now, admittedly, there are a few exceptions to the rule, but this is the typical TSLAQ member. I'm not trying to say this because I have anything personal against them. I'm sharing my honest observation. These people tend to be venomous, vicious, dark, depressed, upset, and have it in for the world. And worst of all, they collectively operate like a cult. It's a sea of groupthink, a silo. I was almost immediately put onto a block list by TSLAQ after starting my Tesla-themed YouTube channel. Why? I never said anything personal to a single person within TSLAQ, but of course, I'm pro-Tesla, therefore we can't have any of this information leaking into TSLAQ blocked. And many other Tesla investors will find the same thing has happened to them. You magically appear on the TSLAQ block list because we can't have anybody with dissenting opinions changing our worldview because Elon Musk is evil, he's a fraud, Tesla's going bankrupt, the end. You know who else blocked me on Twitter without even having interacted with me? Trevor Milton, after one of my followers tweeted him one of my videos asking a few questions about Nikola. For those of you who don't know, Nikola is now currently under investigation by both the Department of Justice and the Securities Exchange Commission on allegations of fraud, lies, deception, and misleading of investors. Interesting.
Mm-hmm. Me too. And I think with Tesla, if my big mistake on Tesla is not buying the car. My big win in Apple over the years was just owning the iPod and going into the store early. And just by being in the store, I won, because I knew something that nobody do. By going to the health club and seeing the earbuds, I won. I think the lesson of Tesla to me was, why the fuck didn't I buy a car? My partner, Gary, who's ridden the stock for forever, just owned from the first Spider car to this car, is just owned the car. And that was my mistake.
This is a great point. Experiencing the product, kind of important. I can't count the number of Tesla's short sellers and bears I've seen on the mainstream finance media admit in interviews under scrutiny, I've never actually been in a Tesla, never actually toured the factory, never even had a conversation with Elon Musk. When you're trying to assess a company and your eyes are closed and you don't even know what you're talking about, you've never experienced the product, the service, it's a recipe for making very ill-informed decisions.
So
By the way, I mean, let's just state the obvious, as you mentioned, some of these names. Banks are so fucked.
So fucked. I mean, people go, I'm going to short Tesla. I go, why don't you short the banks? Like, I mean, you may take a 20% risk, but they're going to zero.
Stupid. I had a tweet I put out there, ha ha ha, TSLAQ. I love it. I mean, those dummies have lost so much money. How many times do you have to get your face ripped off to realize you're just an idiot?
My favorite Chamath quote of all time, no question. Now, again, this isn't an emotive response. This is a reasonable statement to make. I mean, TSLAQ this year alone have lost multiple times more than Tesla's entire cumulative lifetime losses, aka investment in growing the company. TSLAQ's losses literally could have built multiple Teslas just in 2020 alone. Oh, I'm such an idiot. I just realized why TSLAQ all live in their mum's basement. Because they've lost their entire life savings being dead f***ing wrong. All right, one more time. That is just so beautiful.
Ha ha ha, TSLAQ. I love it. I mean, those dummies have lost so much money. How many times do you have to get your face ripped off to realize you're just an idiot? Go short a bank.
Well,
rates are at zero. Rates are at zero. Like, I mean, you need an easier short?
With 0% rates, I mean, hello? You know what? I'm just going to say it. Practically anyone investing in bricks and mortar retail, including bricks and mortar banking today, idiot. Actual idiot. Just the facts. I mean, like, if you're putting your money there and you're not doing enough homework to understand the convenience, the utility of an app on your phone like Cash App, etc., using Amazon instead of walking into a store, I mean, if people can't figure this out and they're investing their own money, yeah, idiot. And yes, there will be some exceptions, but they will be exceptions. Just like if today you decide to invest in fossil fuel companies, you're also an idiot, but yes, there may be exceptions. One or two of these companies may be able to navigate these tumultuous waters, but practically everyone else is on board the Titanic. Oh, and by the way, if I've insulted or offended anyone with those comments, that was the point. Go have a cry in the corner, but after you're done, dry your tears and then ask yourself the difficult questions. Does this investment make sense? And if not, why am I throwing my money down the toilet?
Yeah, it's an obvious trade, and they're the ones that are actually the most being buoyed so far because they're being helped the most. They're the crippled, crippled children. The thing about Tesla is the other thing people don't understand about this imbalance is global. So we wake up in the morning, no one understands that with Drive Wealth and Alpaca and Apex, that there's 1,000 Robin Hoods being born, I tell people. So when we wake up at night and Tesla is down, that may be a discount to someone in Nigeria or Eastern Asia or China who's using their app to buy fractional ownership of Tesla. And the next morning you wake up, it's limit up, and you go, what happened? I'm going, well, the rest of the world bought the dip.
This is a really great point too. Let me know in the comments below if you live outside the US and own Tesla stock. What country are you from?
And there's another thing there, which is that there is an insatiable demand, whether we want to acknowledge or not, in US dollars and US dollar denominated assets. I mean, let's go back to that example. If you're sitting in, Togo or Ghana, where the T-bill rate is 15%, what that's really telling you is your currency is worthless.
Yeah.
It's Zippo. And so, of course, you'd rather own a share of Tesla in hard US dollars.
Yeah, even if it drops 60%, it's the brand. You'll average down.
What a great place to wrap this video up. Hope you guys have found it insightful. There's a link in the description of the full discussion, which I highly recommend you check out. I'm Stephen Mark Ryan. This is Solving the Money Problem, and I love you all. And don't forget, if you live in the US and you'd like to help out the channel and get up to 4 free stocks, check out the link in the description to Webull. If you open a new account, you'll get 2 free stocks between $2.50 and $250 each just for opening an account. And if you deposit $100, you'll get a further 2 free stocks valued between $8 and $1,600 each. And if you're in Australia, the UK or New Zealand, you can get a free stock with stake also using the link in the description. Thanks so much for watching. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And of course, if you have any ideas for future videos, let me know. I read all your comments. P.S. If you're still watching, you're awesome. If you'd like early access, exclusive videos, regular Q&As, our private Discord server and more, consider supporting the channel at patreon.com/solvingthemoneyproblem so I can keep creating content for you guys. There's a link in the description. You can now also become a member of the channel for some exclusive perks. To learn more, click the join button next to subscribe. And don't forget to check out our merch store. Either way, the best form of support is you being here and watching, so thanks again.